Welcome back to another episode of the Life of a Fit Pro. I am your Fit Pro, Andrea Anderson, and I am so excited to be here with you. I thought it'd be really fun. I feel like I start every podcast with that way because this is fun to me. Hopefully, you find this fun as well. I want to give you a little glimpse into the world of life coaching. So, if you are new here, welcome. I am a fitness professional and also a certified life coach. What does that mean? I ask powerful questions. I help empower individuals to uncover their truths. Short and sweet. Why is that important, or what's important about that? It helps you step into who you are. It helps you identify and define your priorities. It helps you move forward. It helps you take a moment to celebrate. It provides clarity. And as somebody who is a coach, part of my experience was being coached. And that has been just a total life changing thing for me. It's something that I didn't even know was missing from my life. And it doesn't mean when you go to coaching that you are in a struggle or you're not a whole person. It brings to light what's important and it helps you focus your energy and align so that you can continue that upward rise that you're on. It's amazing. And one of my favorite sessions to have with individuals, particularly new clients that I have not coached with before, is value mining. What does that mean? So, okay, we'll break it down. Values are these like guiding principles that indicate like how you show up to the world and how you identify what is important to you. So think of them as like your guiding light, your guiding principles. And I believe in the power of three. So I work to help clients find their top three values. And I'll note your values may change over time because they're your guiding principles and you change and you grow and you learn more about yourself as you continue on in your life. So I have this really fun value mining exercise that I learned from my life coaching program that I do with clients, and I want to do it with you. And okay, so this is not a personalized session. If it was a personalized session, we would first design our relationship for the session, meaning things like we will write in confidentiality, authenticity, room for pause, room for reflection. And I like to sprinkle in a little dose of fun into my sessions where appropriate. But the designed relationship is there to guide how we're going to spend our coaching time together. And we'll come back to that. And that will be the thing that solidifies like our relationship for coaching. I would also ask if I have your permission to coach you every single time. And I wait for that yes, because if I don't have permission to coach you, we cannot go any further. But this is not a personalized session. This is more of an overview of what value mining looks like. And if you want to have a personalized session, I am offering 30-minute coaching opportunities where we can do value mining and you can sign up for those. You can sign up. Okay, so I will start by saying that through this exercise, I discovered that my personal values are creativity, energy, and flexibility. And knowing those things allows me to approach any new situation to determine, is this honoring one of my values? And if it's not, to me, that's like a red flag of we need to recalibrate, we need to put up a boundary, we need to refocus. Because at the end of the day, when I have and find creativity, energy, and flexibility, that is the absolute best environment for me to be exactly who I am. Those are the things that I try my best to honor. And that is true of my personal life. That is true of my professional life. If I'm not getting those things, I am actively seeking how to find them, how to move forward until I can find those things. And I spend a lot of time, I do barter coaching with other coaches so that we can continue to get hours because you have to get so many to stay and become certified. And I do a lot of value speak and boundary speak when I am in my coaching sessions when I'm being coached. So I come back to these all the time. And now I can just rattle off those things. And it's really great to kind of frame or create these framing conditions for how I show up in the world and what I'm willing to tolerate, to be honest. To be honest. And don't you need a little more of that in your life? It could be that you might say, I'm not really good at setting boundaries. It could be because you don't know what those boundaries should look like. It might be, I don't know how to prioritize my time. Maybe finding your values will help you discover, yes, no, maybe, how to prioritize that time. Okay, so here is the activity. Now, I will say, if you are listening to this while doing other things, you won't be able to write stuff down, but you're still going to get something out of this. And again, this could be listening to this, hearing this could be the thing that you absolutely needed. And you can set up a personal coaching session with me and we will dive in and it will be all about you. So we start by identifying what a value is, which again is kind of this guiding principle. It's a fundamental belief. It's something that really defines who you are. And I love that. That's one of the things I love about coaching values. I've never had 2 sessions that were identical. Nobody ever has the same 3 values in that particular way. At least I haven't encountered it yet, and I've done this a lot of times. That's so cool. That's like your unique personality DNA. Oh, I love that. I love that. All right, so we have some prompts that we can walk you through. Now, if you are in a position where you can get out a pen and a piece of paper or open up the notes app in your phone or on your computer, this is a great time to do those things. So 3 prompts, and you're going to write things down. You're going to think of someone that you admire and write a list of some of their attributes. Now, this is a part in the coaching conversation. I don't identify or define a number. It goes on vibes. Just start writing things down and stop when it makes sense to you. So you're identifying someone that you admire. And if you're unable to write down, just think in your head, who's somebody I admire and what are some of their top attributes, some of the things that I admire about them. I'm not going to give you examples because I want this to be authentic to you. That's one of the hardest parts of coaching is like not identifying examples because I want to pull this out of you. I can reframe questions, but I want all the content to come from you. So again, you're identifying attributes of someone that you admire. That's the first one. We have 2 more. The next one is think of what makes you mad or angry and write down the opposite of those things. So if it's something like, oh, this makes me mad, what's the opposite of that? Write that down. Write that down because that is a pain point, and we want to identify the opposite of that because we want to invite more of that good thing into your life. So you've already written down attributes of someone that you admire and the opposite of things that make you mad or angry, right? So these are positive things. We're not writing negative things down. And the last one, I love this one. Think about what brings you joy. What brings you joy? And make a list of those things. I'm going to keep reiterating. I do this a lot in my sessions too. I kind of repeat myself a lot. So your list is going to have a list of attributes from someone that you admire, the opposite of things that make you mad or angry, and a list of what brings you joy. And it's okay if those 3 lists have things in common. We'll talk about that. So write those things down. Feel free if you need to pause this and restart when you're ready with your list. Your list is done when you feel like it's done. I know I do have some clients. I get you. You are achievers and you want to make sure that you're doing everything right. If we're struggling in a session, I will say, fill the page. Fill half the page, wherever you feel like it's comfortable. But write down those attributes, the opposite of things that make you angry and the things that bring you joy. Okay, so you are going to look at that list that you've just generated. Take a good look. Look at all of the things that you have written down. Notice if there are any duplicates. maybe circle those. Anything that you, from those 3 lists, if you wrote it down twice, circle it. Maybe there's something there. And as you're circling or underlining or starring, like this is yours. So, or highlighting in a different like color. I love that. I will have clients that pull out like a whole pencil bag and they'll just go to town with colors. I love it. Anything that feels like you. No limits. Okay, so you're going to look at all of those words. You are circling or underlining or highlighting or starring the ones that have duplicate, like you wrote them down more than one time. And then look at those words and maybe identify 3 or 4 that like really resonate with you, that you just can't stop thinking about, that keep shouting at you, whatever those words are. Highlight, circle, underline, star, whatever helps you direct your energy and attention to those words. We're going to keep going. Feel free to pause if you need to. Okay, then from here, you are going to make what we call a word string related to those words. So this is a point where some of my clients are like, I need a new piece of paper. Cool. Do whatever you want. What I would do, you can do whatever you want. You can just sort of like draw little lines from those words on that same paper, or you can start fresh, turn over the paper, bring out another piece of paper. So a word string are words that are kind of related to that word. I will give an example here because I feel like it might be important. So if you had circled the word happy for whatever reason, what words make you think of happy? Maybe it's like sunshine or warm weather or daisies, right? So you are creating a string of words related to that first word. We're writing a whole bunch of words on this paper, a whole bunch of words. Okay. You're going to do that. Feel free to pause. Take your time. Make a little word string for each of those words that you've circled, starred, highlighted, or underlined. You might have 3, 4 words for each string. Any words that are associated to those original words that you underlined, starred, or circled. Feel free to pause if you need to. These sessions usually take 45 minutes to an hour. So we need time. I'm not trying to rush you. Pause if you need it. Okay. Now you have these words that you've identified. You have these word strings. Look at all of the words, and from each of those clusters, highlight, star, circle, or underline the word that resonates the most with you. My hope is that you have 3 or 4 words. I like 3. I'm not going to stop you if you need 4, but usually 3. 3 is good. 3 is a powerful number, right? Take your time, but also don't. Go with the vibe. Go with the word that like is the most jump out, meaningful, resonant word. That's the word. Don't second guess it. Your intuition is perfect. Feel free to pause if you need it. But by now, you have identified 3 to 4 words, and voila, these are your values. These are the things that you value. Look at them. Let them sit. Maybe if it's part of your journey, rewrite them separately on another piece of paper or a sticky note, or open up a new note in your phone or on your computer. These are your values. How does that feel? What does that look like? Anything surprise you? Are you sort of like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, these are my values. Sometimes just identifying the word is like mind-blowing. Like, all of these things, everything that you just produced on that paper is you. You created that. All of that was living inside of you. Sometimes it just helps to put a pin on what that word actually is or looks like. I haven't had this happen, but if a client was struggling, coming up with words. I do have a couple word sheets that I can share of like potential words to use. But again, in my time of coaching this, nobody's ever needed that help. You have the words in you. You are so connected to yourself. You are you, obviously. You are you. Okay, so from here, what I would do in our coaching session is ask you some powerful questions related to those. So I wrote down a few that I like to ask a lot. I'll ask, how does that feel? What do you notice about your values? Sometimes they're connected. Sometimes the words are pretty similar. Sometimes they're very different. Everything has been different. I would ask things like, at this moment, how are you honoring those values? And the conversations go one or two ways. One is like, wow, I'm living my truth. And another is, I am so misaligned. And we'll coach from there. What does that mean to you? How does that resonate? I'll ask, of these things that you've identified, what do you want more of in your life? What do you feel good about? What do you feel like you need less of? And then I'll ask, something missing? Is there something that is not on this list that you're like, ooh, that needs to be on the list? I have coached individuals through this exercise and they end up switching a word because they're like, you know what? I can't stop thinking about this one word. That's a value. That's a value. I might ask, how will knowing these values serve you? How will knowing your values serve others if that's important to you? And sometimes we'll even coach on one of them. Like, okay, looking at this list, depending on how much time we have in that session, or maybe we'll pin it for a future session. Looking at these values, which one you want to talk about? What's sticking out to you at this moment? And the cool thing about the values and coaching values is that people will lean on one. So today, like again, mine were creativity, flexibility, and energy. Today, creativity might be the thing that I'm thinking of, and I want to talk about that. But in a future session, I might want to talk about energy. And it's so cool because there are so many different avenues and future conversations that you can have related to those values. And again, I think the most brilliant thing is this helps you prioritize. This helps you create boundaries. It helps you live your authentic best self. Like, how amazing is that? Coaching is amazing. It works. It changes lives. And I can't wait to coach with you. So I hope you enjoyed this activity. I enjoyed coaching you through it, even from afar. I feel like this was a very one-on-one session with you. I enjoyed that. And if you are ready to be coached and to make your list and to talk about it, I'm here and I would love nothing more than to coach with you. So I've got in the description a link to how we can connect with coaching. And you can also always reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, email, whatever you got. Let's do it. Thank you so much for being here for this conversation on coaching and the life of a fit pro. And I look forward to more. Bye.